Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to say that. It has been like 4 or 5 months since I've last filmed a video. That got my dogs really excited, so now they're like freaking out. It has been like 4 or 5 months since I last filmed a video, and not because I didn't want to, but we were going through like a huge move, and then we had holidays and all kinds of things and just excuse. But I am back and I wanted to start filming some Valentine's Day looks for you guys. So today is a completely drugstore affordable makeup look except for the gloss. I couldn't find my drugstore glosses, so that's the one thing, but foundation, powder, highlight, setting spray, blush, everything is drugstore. So I hope you guys enjoy. It's a little bit glam, but it's not too much. It's kind of more of a peachy look. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Okay, we are gonna start out with a primer, and I always want to use something illuminating and I like to use something hydrating, but we're gonna use the L'Oreal Magic Lumi because I want to be glowy. So we'll take a pump of that and we're gonna mix the Maybelline Master Prime. This is Blur and Smooth. It's not necessarily hydrating. Tried to look for the CoverGirl for dry skin that I saw Alexandria Garza use, but I didn't have any luck finding it. For our foundation today, a lot of the products are actually WetnWild. I think that WetnWild has really stepped up their game, so that is so cool because it's so affordable and they don't test on animals. So we're gonna try the WetnWild Photo Focus Foundation. I've used this already. I got so excited when I saw it in the drugstore and I just like snatched it up. I've had it for like 2 weeks now, and so far I've really liked it. So it just has that like little spatula, and we're just gonna put some on our face. And to blend it in, we're gonna use the new L'Oreal Beauty Blender looking thing. I haven't used this yet, this is the first time, but I do like the consistency of it, like the texture of it. It's really bouncy. We'll see how it blends in makeup. I've been trying to figure out some new sponges that aren't $20 a piece. I love my Beauty Blender, I am loyal to my Beauty Blender, but it's always nice to find other alternatives. And I know that not everybody out there wants to spend $20 on a sponge. I feel you. This feels more like a Beauty Blender, but it looks like the sponge from Morphe. This one is like really dense though, but I like it. I feel like it doesn't soak up any of the product. The only thing about this foundation is the color is a little off. I mean, it doesn't look awful, but like I have to really blend it into my hairline because it is a little dark. But it was literally $6, so. I've gotta say I'm really impressed by it though. To me, for a drugstore brand who does not test on animals, to be able to get a foundation like this and be able to produce it in a nice glass bottle for $6 is really, really impressive. And I just can't help but feel like everybody else needs to catch up. Because I love Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, it's my favorite foundation, but they test on animals and it's $62 for a bottle. So I'll take $6 any day. For concealer, we're gonna do the Maybelline Age Rewind. This is the neutralizer shade. And if I didn't mention in the foundation, I was in soft beige. So I don't think I mentioned that. But this is the neutralizer shade and I've really been liking it. I just picked it up the other day specifically for this video, but I really like it. It doesn't crease once you set it, and it really brightens up the under eyes. So we're just gonna take that same sponge and bounce it in. This is the first time filming in this room, and there's a big window right here, and there's a lady, like our neighbor, who's out in her driveway. I bet she can see the lights, and she probably thinks I'm a psycho. Welcome to the neighborhood. Once we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and set it with the RCMA No Color Powder. This is not necessarily drugstore, but it is really affordable. It's like $12 for this bottle, so I've been using it for like 6 or 8 months, and I'm not even like, it looks like I haven't even used it once. And I use it every day. I don't set my face with this, I just set my under eyes with just a small Real Techniques brush. For face powder to set our foundation, I have not tried this one. I've opened it and swatched it, but it is the matching Photo Focus powder by Wet n Wild. And I am in the color Warm Light. So I'm just gonna take an E3 powder brush from Morphe and just kind of pop that on the face. Not too heavy, just to set it. That way it's not tacky and our powders will blend nicely over top. I like to set my smile lines because they are always a place where my foundation creases. So for contour, I'm not going to do an intense contour. I'm not a big contour person, but I always like to have like a little something. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild again Mega Glow contouring palette. This thing is actually really awesome, and it's again like $5 or $6. I haven't really used this cream shade in there, but I've used the contour shade a couple times. And this is just a little contouring brush, E48 from Morphe. Okay, for brows, we're gonna go ahead and do the NYX Micro Brow. I've been like loving the Anastasia Brow Wiz again. I used to use it years ago, and now I'm back on the bandwagon and I love it. So this was like the closest thing I could find. I'm using the color Taupe, which is a little lighter than I would like to go, but I just wasn't sure on color. So I picked up Taupe and it works okay. I've used it once, but let's just clean up those brows. So there's one. Y'all, let the spoolie be your best friend, because the more product you put in and spoolie it out, the more natural it will look. Now that we have our brows done, go ahead and bronze the face. I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I just picked this up and I've used it once. It actually has a little bit of like a sheen to it, which I did not know. And it does have a really intense fragrance. Like, it's kind of like a Victoria's Secret Bath & Body Works like beachy scent. I mean, it doesn't smell bad by any means, but it is a little intense. I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush. This is the M527. I can link all these brushes or like list them down below for you guys. This stuff has a lot of kickback. And just bronze up the face. For eyes, we're gonna use the BH Cosmetics Shan XO palette. This thing is like $14, and on one side it has 9 shadows. And then if you flip it over and open it, it has 9 cream lip colors. So that's pretty cool. I think to start, I'm just gonna take this kind of creamy color up at the top and just a fluffy brush and just kind of pack that all over the lid up to the brow bone. We're gonna take another fluffy brush and we're just gonna dip into this kind of orangey color here. I love this. It might look a little intense, but it's really not. And we're just gonna lightly blend that in our crease and above our crease, just as like a transition color. It's gonna be a little more peachy than like a normal neutral brown, but I think it'll work really well. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in, that way you can see my eyes just a little bit closer and see some more detail. There we go, that'll be a little bit better. The two main colors we're gonna use from this palette for our eyes are gonna be this like rusty red shade there. We're gonna also use this more metallic shade at the top. And the two of these together are gonna look so beautiful, be perfect for Valentine's Day, more of like a peachy red rather than like a solid pink or just like a bronzy eye. So we're gonna take just a Morphe M433. I know Sigma makes like the same kind of brush. MAC makes like the MAC 217 is like this brush. It's just a good blending brush. And if you see how pigmented these are, like just a little tap and look at all that product. That's crazy. So we're gonna tap that off and we're just gonna go in just lightly in your crease. Just don't press down, you know, just don't put too much pressure. You can always add more. It's harder to take away product than it is to add it. So just through your crease, not really above too much. If it drags above just a little bit, that is okay. We just don't want it like too close to the brow bone. So I am just running it through the crease and then more towards the end, like the outer corner of the eye rather than towards the inner corner. We're not gonna really put it in the inner corner, so maybe like 3/4 of the way in. And then just dab some more, tap it off. It's important to tap it off just because you don't want too much product. You don't want anything to be too intense. And I'm just focusing now on dragging it down on the outer corner of the eye down to the lash line and just kind of feathering it out a little bit. So like you can see, I can just keep adding more until I get the desired intensity. And that way I'm not putting too much and then not being able to fix it in the end. So there's that. And then we'll do the same thing on the other eye. Don't worry if it looks too sharp on either eye, like up near the crease. We're gonna blend that out in just a little bit. Perfect. Okay. For the lid color that we're gonna pack on top, we're gonna use that metallic pinky rosy color. It's beautiful. And then I'm just gonna use a WetnWild brush. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's just like a shadow lid brush. This thing was like $2 and I love it. It's so good. So just dab that in there, just get it kind of saturated. These are really pigmented as well. So we're just gonna tap that on the lid. Just bring that into the inner third of the eye. And then you can also drag it out towards the center, but we're gonna try and like feather it a little bit so it's more of a gradient instead of a stark line. And some of you might be thinking like, this is a lot of makeup, this is too much, this is a little too bright for me, and that's totally okay. You can use whatever you have at home. You can customize it to whatever works best for you, what you feel comfortable in. Like to me, I wear this during the day, so I mean, do you. Now we're gonna go back and use the same blending brush we used for that rusty red color, and we're just gonna tap on a little bit more and just kind of blend it. That way there's no harsh lines in between that pink and the red color. We just want it to be a gradual start of a new color, if that makes sense. Now we're gonna go back to that same brush we used to put on that transition color, and we're just gonna kind of buff out the top. That way there's no harsh lines. Just kind of blend it out, make sure everything fades nicely. You can add in more color, kind of buff it away, whatever works best for you, whatever you feel comfortable with. Like I'm gonna add a little bit more red. I'm not gonna add any more product, but I'm just gonna use that same red brush and kind of buff a little more into the above the crease area, just to make it a little bit more dramatic. Now we're gonna take another color in the palette, this kind of champagne-y metallic color there, and just a little pencil brush, and we're gonna tap that into the inner corners of our eye. For the lower lash line, we're gonna take like a pencil brush, and we're gonna take that orangey color we used in our transition, we're gonna take that and drag it on the lower lash line. And if that's too much for you, you can just use like a neutral brown. If you see me looking over here a little bit, it's because I'm checking my viewfinder. My computer and camera would not sync up for some reason, so gotta make sure everything's in focus. And then up by the lash line, we're gonna take a flat definer brush. Any one you have is fine. And we're just gonna take that rusty red color and we're gonna tap it up by that lash line. I just went ahead and added a mixture, a very light mixture of these two darker shades just to add a little more definition to the outer corner. If you liked it before, just keep it the way it was. I just wanted just a little something extra. I'm gonna pop on some lashes and I'll be right back. I went ahead and popped on some Salon Perfect 615 lashes. And I applied a quick layer of the Jordana Best Lash Extreme Mascara, both drugstore items, so very inexpensive. Now we're gonna go ahead and put some color on our cheeks. I wanted to use the Wet n Wild Rose Champagne color. I saw it mentioned somewhere that this is kind of a dupe for MAC Warm Soul, which I'm not 100% on because I don't have MAC Warm Soul, but this looks like a beautiful color. So these are really pigmented blushes, so you don't need that much. Make sure you tap off your excess. And we're just gonna use a blush brush. Just put it on your cheeks. I love how these blushes have like a little bit of a sheen to them. It's so beautiful. This color is gorgeous. And my favorite part is the highlight, and this is also a Wet n Wild. I told you there was a lot of Wet n Wild products. This is also a Wet n Wild product. It is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Precious Petals. I had wanted to get my hands on this for so long and happened to see the last one at Walgreens and went ahead and snatched it up. It's like $5. This highlighter gives Becca such a run for their money. This thing is $5 and Becca highlighters are like what, 32, 35, and this thing is so good. I think they just made this part of their permanent collection, which is excellent. So if you see it, grab it because it is so good. And we're just gonna highlight our cheekbones, right above the brow bone, tip of our nose, a little bit of the lip, and we'll be good to go. I mean, look at that. A little bit on the tip of the nose, down the nose just a little bit. And then I like to take whatever beauty blender I used for, or sponge, whatever, for my foundation since it's damp, and I just like to tap it right over the highlight just to kind of blend it in a little bit so it's not so intense. Before I put the lip color on, I'm going to go ahead and do a coat of setting spray. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray, brand new. I've been using MAC Fix Plus and that's been my go-to for the past few months. But this, I figured I'd give it a go. It had good reviews, so let's give it a try. And fan yourself down. I will say the sprayer on this is awesome. For a drugstore, I think this was like $4 or $5. I think it was $5. It doesn't have a lot of product in it, 1.52 ounces. But the sprayer is excellent. Sometimes you get, like with inexpensive setting sprays, you get like globs of water all over your face or setting spray. That one did not do that. For lip color, we are gonna do a nudie peachy color. We're gonna line our lips with the Essence lip liner. It's called In the Nude. For this, line your lips, overline your lips, underline your lips. I don't think underlining your lips is a thing, but if it is, you do it. People get so upset about overlining your lips. And then I just like to fill it in just a little bit. And then for the lipstick, we are going to use the Maybelline Nude Lust. And this is like a cream lipstick, it's not a matte. This reminds me a lot of my favorite YSL nude lipstick. If y'all want me to do a like a dupes video for high-end and lower-end products, let me know because I have a lot of higher-end products that compare to lower-end. So if that's something you want to see, just let me know down in the comments below. And just apply the lipstick. And personally, I like to add a gloss on top. I don't have a drugstore gloss to use. I was looking everywhere for my NYX butter glosses and I guess I threw them away. I don't know why I would have done that, but I think I did when we moved. I just started like clearing everything out. I was just so over it. So my favorite right now is the Marc Jacobs gloss in Pretty Thing, but use whatever you have, just like a nude or a clear or whatever. I think glossy lips are so pretty. I know everybody's into like the matte lip thing. I can't do it. I cannot do it. It makes it like sucks the life out of my lips. And then I just kind of run my finger over it and just take off the extra gloss. That way it's not goopy, because that's just gross. And so that is the finished look. 99% of everything is affordable. Even all the brushes I used were affordable. They were all Morphe or Real Techniques, or there was like a Target one in here. But I'll link them all below. This was the new L'Oreal sponge. So everything in here was affordable except for the last thing I just used, which was the gloss. So sorry about that. But I hope this gives you some sort of inspiration, and that's it. Hey guys, sorry, for some reason the audio for my outro, it did not record and I cannot find it anywhere. So I just figured I would hop on here and say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys can use this as some sort of inspiration for your own Valentine's Day look, or just to wear any day, and I hope it was easy enough to follow. I'm really excited to be back and filming again. As always, please like and subscribe to my channel, and leave any comments below on videos you want to see, or if you recreate this look, let me know. I'll see you guys later this week with another video. Thanks. Bye guys.